that we're talking in now. And so here's my personal commitment to you guys. I will create learning environments where you feel safe to experiment, fail, and grow. I will see your potential even when you don't see it yourself. I will balance technical excellence with human connection. I will help you develop not just coding skills, but the resilience to thrive in tech. And so, because kindness and technical expertise, or sorry, technical excellence aren't opposing forces, they're multipliers, right? And so, I see Carnegie says, are you also interested in the maker community? Yeah, I'm a big 3D printer. And let me tell you, I fail a lot in private, take a lot of L's in private. You ever try to print something without the right graphs or supports? It's kind of funny what happens. And so, for those of you out there that are interested in coding, feel free to connect with me. I want to see everyone be a great coder. You can't be a real red teamer if you don't know how to code. It doesn't work like that. Kind of just piggybacking off what Kaiser said in the last talk. There's my email up there, Julian at BufordCyber.com. That is my real email. Don't hack me, guys. That's my LinkedIn URL right there, too. And so let's continue to foster a more compassionate and effective tech community together. Kindness is the way, guys. So that's all I got for right now. This slide deck was originally slated for a 30-minute chat, but I'd like to open up the floor to any questions you guys might have. And so I got one already. Tell us more about DEF CON and how to get the best out of the conference. All right. I'm going to give you 3 tips on DEF CON, right? Bring some nice walking shoes. You're going to be walking. Our first day, me and my team walked about 11 or 12 miles, right? Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. That means water. And I think the best way to get the most out of the conference is write everything down. Writing on our computer and on our phones and stuff, that's cool. But let's try a notebook and a pen next year, right? Try to get involved in things that you wouldn't normally get involved in. It's the one time a year you have to do this. So it says, how would you handle a learner that persisted in being not kind? Yeah, so I mean, I see that more with adults than children, but really just hand holding. There's a reason why people aren't kind. Identify that reason and exploit it. Maybe gift that person something. Give them a Raspberry Pi, a Flipper Zero. Give them something they wouldn't normally receive and tell them you want to be their friend. Kindness breaks down a lot of walls you can't see. So, how do you get to a student who hated their freshman coding class and is now anti-tech? Um, wow. So for me, when I was in 4th grade, I went to my school library and I found a Python book. And so for those of you that have been following Python from the start, right? Python used to be kind of for scientists, right? Kind of for making calculators and stuff. Python wasn't what it is today. And so I hated Python. It was the worst. I was like, man, this is not cool. I'd rather go home and play with Microsoft Front Page or Visual Basic where I can see a visual interface, right? But today's Python offers so many avenues, right? We have Python for network administration. We have Python for web development, making Flash apps, Python for games, um, all sorts of stuff. Looks like I have a question rephrased. What is your current favorite AI coding environment? And so, before I answer this question, I just want to say that learning to code properly changed the trajectory of my life, right? And so, before you jump into, you know, agentic IDEs, those integrated development environments, uh, learn the basics, right? But if you are going to use one, I've heard great things about Cursor. I've heard great things about Windsurf. I use Windsurf. And if you want a low budget IDE, download VS Code with the black box extension and just, prompt away. And so, how do you start with CTF? Good question. For me personally, I'm involved in so many CTFs. Just get involved, right? Um, the OT CTF is kind of cool because I used to work in a OT environment. For those of you who don't know, OT is operational technology. I used to be a biodiesel engineer. So knowing kind of like how to defeat those systems in an ethical space is pretty cool. Um, there's CTFs everywhere. The best website that I can provide for you guys, go ahead and type in ctftime.org. And I'm participating in the HitCon CTF this weekend. Hit me up if you want to join my team. Have you tried AWS Cairo yet? No, I haven't, but my friend Eduardo talks about it all the time. And so, step by step guide for how I started my coding journey. Really just being a kid that, your dad's a software engineer. Um, a lot of this stuff wasn't cool. I wasn't good at math. Um, to be honest, I'm a skateboarder. I'm into, you know, I'm into like graffiti and art and stuff. I never thought I'd ever be where I am now. But I'll never forget when I was about maybe 13 years old. My dad had a book called the Ethical Hackers Cookbook or something. It was a green book. It was really thick. It was probably about the size of a dictionary. And so I read that, and then it just kind of ignited my my flame there.